I think we're live. Hello, everyone. It's Dailey at Healing Heart Reiki, and I'm very happy to be here with you this morning. It's Tuesday, February 7th at 10:04 a.m., so I'm on a little bit late. But let's just start by jumping right into a little bit of energy to welcome the month. This is actually the first Tuesday in February, so I know we're already 7 days in, but it's lovely to welcome you into the group and welcome the month into this space. So let's bring hands into Gusho and just do a Reiki welcome. If you want to close your eyes, breathing in and out, just allow your crown and body to become soft and welcome the most beautiful light from above. We welcome Reiki life force energy to flow through us this morning, to help open up all of our cells. And as we breathe in, we receive nourishment, the nourishment of being loved, of knowing we are safe. And we invite our guides, guardian angels, and our ancestors who love us and who have always been there for us, our shining Aku, to surround us in a circle of healing and light as we do our work in the world today. Welcome, Spirit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I always love those Reiki prayers. I feel like it just brings such beautiful energy in. And I am so happy to be here. I feel like already this year is off to an amazing start, and January flew by for me, even with like a million things happening. And now that it's February, I've been thinking a lot this month about love and power, specifically personal power, and how we hold our personal power in relationship to the world around us, to the people we love, to the planet, all of those relationships. And I think this is all coming up because Valentine's is around the corner. And every year for me, Valentine's is a little different. I love holidays that celebrate love. I'll have any excuse to celebrate love. But years ago, that whole weekend, Valentine's Day and Chinese New Year, were also anniversary weekends for me for like a really a very serious relationship with my son's father. So it took there was a lot of like energy and emotion about other people and other stories and other things connected to this time of the year, and even at times a lot of grief. And so it's really exciting to me this year to kind of be in this space where I feel so light and open. And now, of course, loving shadow work, I want to look at these relationships of power, right? Personal power. So I don't have like a whole bunch prepared today to speak. I just really wanted to come on and kind of share here in the group. I think I'm going to continue to play with the things and the formats in this group. If you haven't noticed, I did shift the community permissions for this group so that you can really be encouraged to share if you have just thoughts coming up around healing and energy work, things that are happening for you. I know that more than 50% of this group is other practitioners, people who work with not only Reiki, but astrology and everything actually. I'm thinking of like hairstylists and business consultants and essential oils people and MLM people. We have so many small businesses and really amazing light workers in this space that are kind of creating their own modalities and charting out into their communities and your worlds, and like really bringing your gifts with love. And so I really want to honor that in this space, and you'll see me continue to post here and there prompts where you can kind of share on the thread what business you have and what you're about. But I also encourage you to really use this space to just share your light, and I mean, not necessarily like selling ourselves all the time, because I think there's enough of that online, but sharing where your mind does go with regards to healing and the world, and what's happening for you on a spirit level and on a day-to-day level. Because I really believe as healers, we need that feedback from each other. Like years and years and years ago, communities really knew how to take care of their healers and their practitioners, right? There was a lot more respect. But I think part of mainstream Western culture is that there is fear around spiritual understanding. There's resistance around the spiritual world. And as a result of that, those of us who embrace metaphysics, those of us who enjoy energy healing, who enjoy spirituality, who see the beauty and the light in all that is non physical and intangible, it's actually a part of our work to teach other people in our lives, not teach like "Rah, rah, 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 I know this and you don't," not like that, but like to teach through our life, to teach through our example, the love and the respect that we can have for these unseen worlds, right? Like your ancestors are hanging around all the time. They're just on another vibrational plane of existence. And so we have this opportunity as light workers and as like those of you who are professionals and small business owners of whatever modality, you have even more reach outside of your regular sort of smaller family and private circles to really start to shift the thinking, the paradigm of thinking around these things so that we can really heal the consciousness of our communities, heal the way that even teachers in schools and grocery store workers and business owners across the board understand the connectedness of our world and our society. Understand that, like, the actions that we take day to day really do have different results and consequences, and not to be in a fear based space around that, but to actually find that center and that heart and that reverence where we love the world so much, we love the earth so much, we love ourselves so much, we love our loved ones so much that we start to think twice and we start to welcome in more consciousness around our everyday small actions, whether that is using like recycled goods, opting for raw beans instead of canned beans, like whatever it is, or making different buying decisions around, your transportation, your cars. I don't know, like there's so many ways that our society has maybe fallen out of alignment that I don't think the answer is for us to beat ourselves over the head and be stressed, but actually just to follow this path of love from our hearts and every day make tiny, tiny shifts and changes in our mindset and in the ways that we connect and communicate with those around us so that we can really treasure this planet and treasure the relationships that we have with each other and like really create space um, in the greater community for discussions around how we can sustainably be human, and that a lot of that I think is just reawakening some of the old healing ways in addition to learning new ones, right? Like I'm all for technology. I love all kinds of, these amazing things coming up. But in order for us to really wield that as, as a gift, as a tool, um, it requires us to really be centered in our hearts and really aligned throughout our bodies and to understand what being human in this day and age means, right? And to me, all of that is actually a part of at least my inner conversation around love, right? Like love, not just the passionate dramatic love that moves us in relationships, love relationships, but this kind of deeper sense of connection and compassion, curiosity, and excitement about all of our relationships, about the world around us, and how that interplays with who we are and who we choose to be on a day to day level. Right. So here at Healing Heart Reiki, like I said, the group is kind of going to continue to shift. I might even play with the name again. I'm always like changing the name every 3 years of this group, the Facebook group. But I also feel like it is important for you guys to have a voice in here and to share kind of what's happening, because this isn't just a dialogue. I mean, a one-way discussion, it's a dialogue. And, I want to know what's going on for you guys so that this group can really be of value. I'm going to actually post a Q&A thread in the group probably later today, so that if you guys have things coming up in your lives around energy healing, you can always post them on the thread, and those of us who have answers can share them there. But I think it really is this year about us learning that the technologies that we have online, out in the world, like all of the evolving tech, that shouldn't actually separate us. We've got to find ways to actually come together even more and be even more connected within ourselves, to learn how to hold better boundaries. Like, oh my God, Facebook is so crazy. And if you log on, there's so many ads and so much tech that has gone into like sucking your attention, that you could just literally watch for 10 seconds and forget what you came on for, forget who you are, and get sucked into this crazy, crazy portal of like all of these things you believe you should be, and all of the places you think you should be going, and all of these goals that you never even thought you had that have suddenly been transplanted into your head because of social media. And we don't want that, right? So, I mean, either you use like an app like Social Fix that I've been using to like clear out a lot of that, or you've got to have this deep center, like groundedness in your own being, so that the decisions you make and the ways that you move in the world are really conscious and intentional, right? So I really encourage that if you're sharing in this space, to really share from your heart, to really share your own unique and original ideas that come through. You can also share links, or like not really links, but like pictures of things, and that if it like deeply moves you, right? But I think it's really about allowing vulnerability and allowing us to see each other, allowing yourself to be seen for who you are and the beautiful work that you do in the world. And I do think that that's also a way in which we learn to hold space for ourselves as healers, to allow ourselves to be seen. And that helps people who need that work to also find you and see you. And this group I've known a lot of people that have joined this group, and even without posting sales and stuff, have actually received clients and connections and made relationships. And I think that's amazing, right? Let's see, in February at Healing Heart Reiki, I don't think we have any specific events. For those of you who are students or former students, there is the third Monday Q&A that I do on Zoom. For anybody who is a Reiki or shamanic student of mine, you're always welcome to come to that. It's free. And that would be this month on, pardon me, Monday the 20th at 12 noon. And you can still register for it. I think on my website right now, I don't have the link for this Monday, but there's an old Monday Q&A link. You can register there, or you can just post beneath this video if you want to be added to reminders, and then we could just send you reminders for all of the third Mondays. And the nice thing about that is if you're added to the reminder, you'll also get the replay automatically, which is really lovely. Like the replay goes out to you first and fastest. So there's that. And, I create that so that you guys have a chance to really continue to deepen your practice and learn and grow. And if you're not a student of mine, if you're hanging out in here and you're here for a community and other reasons, you can still post Q&As in this group, questions in this group. And, these lives are also here as a way for us to continue to kind of explore different themes and things like that. So today, before I hop off, I wanted to do some kind of form of energy healing. And that will probably depend on kind of what's coming up. Okay, so I see a couple. So yes, I'll definitely add you to the reminders. And Carolina, yes, I can add you to reminders or place a link here for sure. So yeah, so those are some of the things at the beginning of March 1st. March 1st, begins Healers in Business. This is going to be our second round of the Healers in Business program. It's 12 weeks long, so it's about 3 months. But honestly, like it's a new program. I'm so excited about it. So it may be longer. Like I'm really interested in the people who come into the program receiving the foundation they need to really launch a sustainable, like financially sustainable and profitable healing practice. Right. So since it's new, we're still sort of in foundational phases, and you may end up hanging out longer if you're in the program. But Healers in Business is coming. It's coming on March 1st. And it is a program devoted to helping those of you who either want to start a healing practice or have been kind of like starting and stopping and just really struggling with some of the basics for like, how do I make this happen? How do I find clients? How do I figure out all the business back end? Like, how do I organize things so that it makes sense and it's sustainable and I'm not just burning out on the energy or like overworking? Like, how do you actually make energy based practice a professional thing that can be sustainable beyond the sort of average 2 years that healers stop and burn out, right? And Healers in Business is all about that. It's really based on the things that I learned at the very beginning of my practice. And, even now, like as I continue to evolve, I fold in that consciousness and awareness. But what I've seen online is so many people that create these really interesting business programs that kind of like teach a single strategy. And they're great strategies, they really, really are. But it's like if that strategy doesn't work specifically for you, or if it's too salesy and you're not salesy, or if you're really salesy and it's way like too bookish and works in another way, then it's not really a match. So you pay all this money and then you're like, great, I learned something amazing, but I'm still in the same exact place, right? And I really want to shift that. I really believe that, if you're going into business as an energy healer, the business piece is a really sacred, powerful process in and of itself, right? Like when you start a business, all kinds of fears come up, all kinds of questions come up. You start wondering, like, is this really what I meant to do? Am I worthy of this? Who am I to share these things in the world? And then on the other side of it, you just have days where it's amazing and you're like, bringing the healing energy, and because you're bringing it for a larger audience, maybe the channel just opens up like crazy and all this like beautiful divine gold can come through, and like that too can be really ungrounding. And so then it's like you're having this amazing time, but how do you stay really deeply rooted in your practice and in the earth? How do you make sure that you're kind of meeting things with the consistency you need? And I don't think that there is one answer to that, right? Like every business is unique, and it's unique to who you are and how you move in the world. It's like there's just no one size fits all. It's gonna you're all every single person that runs a healing practice. There are some basics that everybody could know, but when it comes to the strategies for how you connect with your community, or you find your people, or you serve, how much you pay, how you want to show up, how you want to make offers, that is like really vastly different across the board. And I think because of that, we need different mentors, different teachers at different times in our lives. We may need different teachings at different times in our lives. So at the beginning of the very beginning of everything, it really, really helps to just understand like some basics about how business functions, and basics about how to climb into the psychology of business, how to really hold confidence, and some energy healing around how to like clear out some of the limiting beliefs, clear out some of the ways that society may have entrained you to think that are actually not helpful when it comes to light work and doing energy work as a profession, right? So Healers in Business kind of gets into all of it, and it's really fun. We had our first round in September 2022. Is it September? I think we started in September, mid-September. I'm like, oh, whoa. And it was really great. Like it was really profound to have the women who came into that space, like some of who may be watching now, I don't know, just sharing from their hearts what they were going through, and being able to kind of work together each week, really just, like through some lives and some group events and then some one-on-one private, and help start to set that sort of framework and understanding for how to be that healer and how to hold that energy, that identity, and how to start to like grow from that space. And it's really cool to me because everybody that was in the program the last season has kind of had different experiences and gone different ways. But I feel like just about everybody like really got some incredible foundational pieces. And I see that making differences now, right? So I'm very excited to do this program again for for March. So if you're interested in that, or you want more about that, you can definitely reach out to me and we can have a talk specifically about healers in business and how it functions. I also have like a web page I can direct you to that has more information if you prefer not to talk and you just want to see some info. But I think it's really important this year in 2023 that we as energy healers really start to allow ourselves to be seen as really a body, a community, right? And allow ourselves the support of rising up, because the narratives that are happening in politics, the narratives that are happening in agriculture, in climate sustainability, in outer space, and in AI tech philosophy, those areas like need need grounding in spiritual awareness, need grounding in heart and in what it means to be human. And that's the only way that we're going to fix some of the bigger challenges happening in society. And I do believe that it's the healers and the witches and the sorceresses and the light workers and the earth tenders and the shamans and the herbalists and the acupuncturists and so many more, right? Chiropractors, the people who think differently and think with a creative heart, that are going to actually affect some of the greatest changes. And we can't do that if we're stuck in our small stories, or we're still just struggling day to day with the basics of business and like how to really get the engine going in this ethical, heart based, fluid way. And so, yeah, that's what Healers in Business is about. You'll hear me talking more about it in the next few days. But I really want to invite you to start thinking about those things for yourself, whether you're in a program or not, and really thinking about for your own business practice, where could you use more support? Where could you use more healing and more clarity and more grounding? And find that, whether that's through a YouTube, whether that's through people you know, friends that you have, conversations, discussions around the fire. Find that support for yourself so that you can really be held in that quantum leap and getting to your next level, because the whole planet needs that. Everybody needs that. Your community needs that. We need you. Yeah. So let's see. Anything else? Yeah, healers are the unregulated leaders. Absolutely, Vicky. And I think it's going to become more and more so in the coming years. Thank you. Yeah, so I have like these different topics of things that we could talk about in the coming Tuesdays. But I kind of look at them sometimes and I'm like, oh, is that really going to be helpful? So I really need to know from you guys as a community where you're at. And I'm going to continue. I sort of stopped and started, but I'm going to continue to post like the random question prompts once a day, prompts about your practice, about energy healing, about all of that, because those big color blocks with questions, they're really there to get you to just touch into the idea of your own practice, your business, your healing, your energy. So I invite you to comment and reply and engage with other people's comments and share thoughts and create discussions and connections in that way. Because so much about that and so much of what I post in this group is actually to help stimulate for you a space where you can just really continue to drop into the identity of energy healer, whether that's for you privately with your family or whether that's for you professionally. And for those of you who are professional, you'll see me start to extend and expand that discussion or offer more resources this year around how to think about even just basic business things that may not be energy related, because I think that's important. And in Healers in Business, we do that all the time. There is more and more of that happening, and I've got all these amazing shifts that I haven't even told the ladies in there yet about, that are coming. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot more blogging. And as I do, I've been feeling again this deeper call into the energy work, because I'm always going to be a Reiki master teacher and a priestess of Isis, and probably tantric teachings more coming as well. So that will continue. That will continue and grow. But I also feel like for me, my next evolution and step as an energy healer, as I'm looking at this big picture, is to really help the amazing, amazing people that I've seen in this group and space, in the greater Healing Heart Reiki community, who have that calling to stand in business or to be professional or to be anchors and lights within the healing community. I want to help give you the resources, whatever I can, on that business level, so that you can really create sustainability in that way and really, really help this society. So for me, teaching about business is actually the next evolution of teaching energy, right? So I feel like those are the big, big pieces. And again, if you're watching this either live or even after and you feel really moved by anything that I'm saying, I really welcome your private messages. You're welcome to send me a message if you're interested in just setting up like a short call to talk about Healers in Business specifically, because it is open now. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be welcoming people into the program until I reach my cap of what I'm comfortable with for teaching, because the Healers in Business program is intimate, it's connected, it's invested. And I really want to see those that are in there really succeed. So it's not just for everybody. Right. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. And otherwise, just let me know what's on your mind so that we can do some work with that. Okay, I feel like I want to do, it's been about a half hour. I guess we could stop. I want to do some energy work though. Should I come back on later this week and do energy work? Or should I do it now? Do I do it now? Let's just do a short meditation just to welcome February. Imbolc happened on the 2nd, and to me that day, that holiday is so sacred. And then this weekend we had a full moon, and with that full moon, the Chinese New Year coming to completion. So in all ways, we are now in a brand new year, and I feel that we could just do maybe a little short, just hold some energy and space for that. So I want to say another closing prayer. And if you want to join me, you can place your hands in Gasho. And you're welcome to close your eyes if you'd like. And just allow Reiki or allow light to flow around you and through your body. And I'm envisioning the 3rd symbol in Reiki to help open the distance portal for this work. And I see in our community many people who are being challenged right now with some physical health issues. So we now ask healing light to flow in direct transmission to each one of those people if we have their permission. So if they ask for healing, it is instantly granted by Spirit. We ask for that blessing in prayer. I also see about 4 or 5 people that are being challenged right now with career, like needing work, needing, I see the words needing a job. That's the words that I see, needing a job. So we invite this transmission of healing light to flow down around each of those people. If they are open, if they ask for it, it is instantly granted. This nourishment and light, and we're seeing that light thread from their hearts leading them to the best and most ideal jobs, income spaces. I also see, it's surprising for Valentine's. I would have thought more love, but there's a lot of there's a lot of good love stuff in the picture. There's some heartbreak, but there's a message for some of you that everything's working out. Everything is working out, and this is really a season to let go of guilt, to let go of shame, to let go of regret and fear, and to know and trust that the actions that have been taken up to this point that you've taken were the actions that needed to be taken. We ask for healing light to come and surround you and nourish you and wrap you in a big blanket of love. Remember to trust your own discernment. Remember to trust that love feels, it doesn't just feel good. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. But love, there's a feeling of expansiveness in your spirit. When there's love, there's a feeling of grounding, of truth. This is separate from hormones. There's a feeling of safety and being fulfilled, and that you can trust that. We're welcoming healing, 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 healing to the hospitals. We're welcoming healing into creativity. Some of you are asking for more creative clarity. We're welcoming healing into that. We're welcoming healing into every single business, every single person in this community who runs their own business, owns their own business, or is starting a business. We're sending healing light into your business. And there's just a message to remember that your business has a spirit. It's an entity of itself. So to speak kindly and give your business words of encouragement, give yourself words of encouragement. And if you're not sure what to do for bringing in more clients, for bringing in more things, for taking your next steps, don't be afraid to ask your business directly. Just ask your business, what would you have me do? And be open to the response. It may not be what you think. It may be totally unrelated what comes up, but trust it. Begin that dialogue with the spirit of your business. Yeah, the healing has been initiated for all of these pieces. Please expect that this energy will continue to flow for at least 24 hours in direct transmission. Please know that you can always revoke, release, or rescind the healing if you don't want it from spirit. Just look up to the sky and cross your arms and say, no, thank you. I too much, and it will abate. You are always in sovereignty and control in your own body, mind, and spirit. Trust that. Trust that. And that looks like it. The final message I see is really just let yourself have fun. If you're the person that likes to watch Marvel movies or comics, like enjoy those things. Enjoy the pieces that make your life fun for you. As you just explore for yourself what your energy is about and where you need to be coming into this month. You might need more grounding. And that may take time. It may take a few different episodes of really grounding your energy, walking barefoot on the earth, sitting against a tree for hours, giving yourself more grounding in bed, maybe grounding stones at your bed, and doing some things to shift your sleeping space at night. But really trust that you have the power to heal yourself. And you also can always ask when you need that support. It's all there for you. So we give thanks to our guides, guardians, angels, and ancestors for being present. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This work is done. This prayer is complete. So it is. Okay, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today on Tuesday. If you like the 10 o'clock time and you prefer that to noon, please let me know. I'll try to post a question in the group too, just to see what people say. But thank you guys so much for joining. I really look forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback, and we'll talk soon. Blessings.